gait, locomotion, and rotation. So gait, locomotion, we've talked about this ad nauseum, but the fact of the matter that as an industry, I don't think we've done a great enough job training people to walk better.
Oh, snap!
The other thing that we've been missing the boat on is rotation. You know, when we're talking about rotation, like you go to the gym, have you ever seen anybody beast moding their rotation? Have you ever seen them crushing the rotation goals? Probably not. But you'll find that if you can learn how to be efficient in rotation, in the movement patterns of rotation, you're probably going to spare yourself some injuries, some aches and pains in the real world outside the gym. When I'm just turning my shoulders and my hips don't move, this is anti-rotation. This is thoracic rotation. So I want to make sure that we have that we're on the same playing field here as we talk about rotation. For us here at Fitness Lying Down, rotation is all about the hips. So to set you up for that success, get some exercises to help grease up some of that hip mobility. And one thing you can do is you can lie on the ground, and as simple as this sounds, it's actually very challenging for a lot of people. But as you lie, you can make yourself an X, roll, and then roll to the other side. Using your leg to roll one direction, using your arm to help roll the other direction. But you want to kind of get that flop over. I know that sounds funny, but that move should just be so smooth that the end point is just you plop. A lot of people, they're not able to do this. They don't have that mobility or that motor control through their trunk that they have to push off through their foot, through their hand to make that movement happen. So that's saying you need some work. I'm not trying to be mean. You just need some work. To work on some of that other rotation is while we can sit, we can move our legs side to side to help out with that internal rotation, because that internal rotation, as I go to pivot, that hip turns in, internal rotation right there, that is vital to hip mobility, to hip health, to life health. So when we lack that, we cannot have that pivoting in our real life. We're moving from our waist, not from our hips.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
The feet are so important when it comes to pivoting. When I set up in my pivot, the ball of your foot, very important, that ball of that foot. I pivot off the ball of the foot so my toes lift and my heel drives around. So I tell people here at Fitness Lying Down, I want you to think about slapping somebody with that heel. So as you go slap, now all of a sudden, the deal is that we cannot let the other foot move. So as I pivot with my right foot, let's say, I don't want my left foot to be squirreling around. I don't want it to be losing its position. So I need to make sure my toes are grabbing into the ground. And if I need a little help with this to get that reinforcement, I can throw a band around my feet. We do this all the time at Fitness Lying Down. Making sure that as you pivot, you can resist that unwanted motion so that we can really connect the chains, and we can make that body sing through the chains, through the slings. And all of a sudden we can start with the pivoting. As we learn about internal rotation, we can start making it that we can have exercises that are geared towards rotation to train it more. So the next time that you drop something on the ground, it's just going to be instantaneous. It's going to be a knee-jerk reflex where you're going to make that pivot as you bend over, sparing your low back. What a beautiful thing. As you go reach for something in the cupboard, you're not twisting at the waist. When I twist the waist, there's so much stress that happens in the lumbar spine. I can actually fluidly pivot through as I reach up. And this gains me more mobility through my body. If I simply twist, I lack that mobility, then all of a sudden I'm going to get rounded in my shoulders, and it's just not going to look good on social media. So with our rotation, with our pivoting, even though it's in the hips, it has to start in the feet. The feet are going to set up the stage for the success. And that success, as you experience it in the gym, is going to be success outside of the gym. And your friends are going to be like, holy cow, look at that pivot. Look at that rotation. That was impressive. And you'll be like, you know what? Fitness Lying Down, baby. Till the next time, you're welcome.